Hey, Pink Metal Guitar here, and I actually scripted something up because I was thinking about what do you do when you're in a rut, like in guitar, and you're feeling like you're on a plateau. Well, there are the obvious things people are going to say, but I'm going to try to stick to the things that avoid you spending money. Um, that, that there's always that. I feel like I need a new guitar. That's the one that's really dangerous, is feeling like you need to purchase new gear because you're feeling uninspired. I mean, that can be a great slump buster, but let's face it, that can be a costly one. I've come up with some that I think are much more reasonable and not, this isn't a real long-winded video, but these are some like practical ones I think have worked for me. And I find that they work even a lot of times when I'm not even in a slump. They just work on inspiration in general. And the first one is taking a break. Sometimes you have to take a break to also like stretch. The 10-second rule of extending the arm straight and stretching the carpal tunnel. Because your wrist, if you're playing in a position where your thumb isn't on the back of the neck, and like when I was once on the phone, literally had the phone handed to me, and my friend Nicholas Kalousis, who was the chair of the guitar department of Eastman School of Music, I was having carpal tunnel and tendonitis trouble. I was playing a Les Paul in a metal band at the time, and it was a popular band. And I was playing my guitar too low, and I got on the phone. He goes, "Here's my friend Robert," and I'm talking, and it turns out it's Robert Fripp of King Crimson. He told me to sit in a stool with the Les Paul on my left leg, with my leg up, and and have a friend come, from, sounds so weird, have a friend come from behind me and adjust the strap so when I stood up, the guitar would be in the same position as when I was sitting down in the proper classical playing position. So yeah, it might look like you're wearing a bib, but let me tell you, the pain went away within a month. And the stretches, doing things like this. So taking a break, setting up working on your posture, things like that. Those are just good like things to do while taking a break, is work on, posture and like doing some things for your body, hydrating, things like that that are good just for your general well-being. And then in the meantime, I was saying, like, go to a show, take a chance, go out and see a live performance, man. Check out how some dudes approach their gear, their setup. Watch how they don't stalk them and freak them out, on stage. Stand up there and be like, there's nothing worse than, playing on stage and having someone who's another guitarist be like this with the arms crossed. It's a very threatening posture. People hate that. It's scary. It's very reminds me of World War II Nazi-esque, like, watch like some crazy Gestapo crap with your arms crossed, watching people, like, just scary. I don't like that stuff. Like, it's just creepy. So don't freak them out, but just kind of casually watch how they play and approach the game. And then I was thinking about watch a creator who completely caters to a different genre. Watch a YouTube creator that is maybe out of Nashville, if you're a metal player, who plays a telly and is a chicken picking guy. Check it out. Like, I watched Brad Paisley play one day, and I was like, wow, man, this guy shreds. He shreds. And I was like, I could probably take some of that and weave it in. And I've heard Mastodon throw some of that southern twang into some of their songs, and weave in a little, break, a little interlude, and not so much Bill, but the other guy in the band. I don't know. I know Bill and Bron. I don't know the other two guys. But I grew up with with Bill and Bron and Mastodon here in town. But they definitely picked up some Southern influence when they moved down to Atlanta and integrated that into a metal sound. I mean, there's nothing wrong with, it's like cooking. There's nothing wrong with doing that approach of that cross-culinary fusion cooking, fusion guitar, fusion music, world music, whatever it is you're into. It's all good. It's all music. Again, this tags along with listening to other genres. I was listening to some Ringo Death Star the other day, listening to Mauve, Sparkler, and the album has some kind of sad on it. It was, I think, their first release. It's the first Ringo Death Star, but I really liked that, and I was listening to Life of Agony. I haven't listened to them in a long time. That was great. I'm looking at my own handwriting. What a train wreck. Pick up a different guitar if you have something different to play. Just grab something that you haven't played in a while that's got a different tuning than what you're used to. If you're fortunate enough to have some different guitars, pick up an acoustic, pick up a bass, pick up a different guitar. If you're lucky enough to have one, and riff on that. And what I couldn't read earlier was to try mixing up different, if you're used to jamming to some of the same kind of beats a lot, I was going to say try different beats before the guitars. That was the one I was like, my handwriting was scaring me, was beats. Beats. Like, beats can be huge because slowing down or speeding up has a lot to do with how quick, like I watch Alan Holdsworth move through chords like so fast sometimes, and then just watch him slow down. And especially in that album Metal Fatigue, there's such a range of that fusion and jazz mixed with some really outlandish MIDI guitar work with pinched and exaggerated harmonics and just wild bars. He was just really on fire then, and mixing up things, really maximizing his creative potential. But he was moving through things, and the beats varied a lot on that album. I don't know who was drumming for him on that again, but I remember he had Jimmy John. He had a lot of great guitar, bass players play with him, man. Incredible bass players. I saw John Schofield play live with, God, I want to say Bill, not Bill, oh God, I can't remember their names. I'm not a big jazz guy. I enjoyed it. I saw John McLaughlin. It was at the European Jazz Festival. I was in Spain and lucky enough to see John McLaughlin and Shakti, and talking about mixing up the beats. Man, the beats were incredible, and the battles between them. The John, going that was just a gestalt, a cognitive overload for me. I came back with so much for my playing after seeing that jazz festival into the metal realm. Really Prague giving me some kind of mathy edge to my playing that I really liked a lot. Now, here's one that you got to have somebody that's cool to do it, but trading a guitar with a buddy. I mean, if you have someone cool that wants to try one of your axes and you trust them, you got a hard shell cases and you're cool with switching up and you think they'll, take care of your gear for a minute. You got guitars of equal value and you trust them, and you got some collateral. I mean, what's the big deal? I mean, geez, relax, try an eyebow. If you don't, try a Jackson, try a Schecter. Don't be afraid of brands. I mean, who cares? I tried a EVH, a Wolfgang out the other day. I was disappointed. I thought it was going to be a lot more than. I'm glad I tried it out. I just wasn't impressed. It had this beautiful toasted maple neck, and the Floyd felt like a cheap knockoff, and it was an expensive guitar too. And I feel like my Epiphone, the upper end Epiphone Les Paul clone, whatever knockoff is this a way better playing guitar? Even being used to a 25.5-inch scale, I just was, but it still jogged me into playing some things that, even on my Beretta, which is, definitely a Van Halen inspired guitar, I find my Beretta much more, puts me in the EVH zone much more, the maple body and just the Jeff Beck Jr. and the real Floyd, and it does have a little pullback on it. It isn't blocked. So and there's something about that Wolfgang headstock. I just couldn't get I did love the flat green, but it didn't inspire me. But when I picked up my friend's Gretsch baritone, man, I couldn't wipe the smile off my face. That thing was like, why do you need an H string? When you get this thing, it comes with an 80 gauge string. You can tune it down. You're normally hitting the first 4 strings on an H string. I'm like, my next low tune, like gen metal guitar is going to be, or death metal guitar is going to be a baritone with mini humbuckers in it from Gretsch. I mean, for $500, that thing is a great playing metal guitar. So that gave me some inspiration. Jam with a friend, get together, with the amount of recording, how easy it is to lay a track down, get together and put a beat down and try to have one of you try to have a rhythm, or both of you try to have a piece together in a key, and have a little homework done ahead of time. Get together and see if you can produce a little something to throw up on SoundCloud or whatever. I mean, if you can make a jam, even just for yourselves, just for to share with friends, or just for your own satisfaction of just jam. And a lot of times we won't even hit record. We just get into rocking with each other and feeding off each other's energy and be like, how'd you do that again? Because I'm like a visual learner, man. Sometimes I need to see as well as just hear. I don't have perfect pitch. I'm not one of these guys that's just a super gifted freak of nature guitarist. I'm not a Jason Becker. I can't just hear something and play it, I mean, it's like, it's not going to happen. I need to have a little help along the way. Take on a challenge. Like, if you've been afraid of some theory for a while, pull a Tina S and do a Moonlight Sonata, a Beethoven Moonlight Sonata. I mean, I think even Yngwie was a little hurt by that. I mean, when she broke out that Moonlight Sonata in B minor or whatever, that Dr. Viosi or whatever, he kind of did it, but with not as good a tone as her Beeger, and sounded muddy. She crushed it, man. I don't know what happened to that girl, but man, she can play. She can play like a demon. I love when she did Arpeggios from Hell too. Oh man. Learn a song. It's a pain in the ass to learn a song. learn a song. I just learned a Joy Division song, and it's just so out of my wheelhouse. I made myself learn um, um, I learned Transmission, and I learned oh, Love Will Tear Us Apart, and I learned 3 Joy Division songs. Ceremony, I learned the Radiohead version of, and that was so fun. It was really inspiring, and I'm really thinking of posting that one. I want to play Ceremony because I like the way Tom York played it. He attacked it with such vigor. Watch a video of them in the basement doing Ceremony, and that'd be my final thought. So that's inspiration on a plateau or a dead spot. I would think those are really good places to go. And I know this is a long format video, but I think all these things could help you if you've really hit a dead spot. And I'm trying to avoid you going out and spending money on a stomp box or something. And that's great when you need it and you got to do it, which is going to happen. But like to get through a pinch, try these other methods, again, take a break, go to a show, watch a creator who does a totally different genre, listen to another genre, take a break, break up your beats, pick up a different guitar, trade a guitar with a friend, jam with a friend. Take on a challenge, learn a song, or attack a piece of theory that's been really haunting you and see it through. And you might find yourself coming out on the other end feeling better. And take care of your body too. Okay? Signing out, man. Have a great one, and peace and love to everybody, man. As always. Later.